Finding out you have cancer is a shock. For 30 years, Hope and Cope has been there, helping patients and their families deal with the uncertainty, the questions, the fears, and the practical concerns that come with cancer diagnosis and treatment.
The volunteers and the entire program of Hope and Cope, we thought perhaps initially it might be an extra helping hand, but it turns out they're much more than that. In fact, we can't even define it because it keeps growing and it keeps doing the kind of research that validates it, that shows us how important an impact they have on the patients' lives.
J'ai eu l'écoute et l'accueil et ça, je ne l'aurais trouvé nulle part ailleurs.
Chacun parle de sa maladie et vraiment on trouve que c'est la maison qui nous a beaucoup aidés.
C'est nous, les infirmières, on ne pourrait pas faire ce qu'on fait sans leur partenariat. Ce sont un groupe de professionnels absolument extraordinaires qui écoutent, qui sont là, qui sont disponibles. Et je crois que ce qui est très unique avec eux, c'est qu'ils nous permettent à nous, les infirmières, à faire une différence.
When I was sick, I found that it was inspirational to see people who were well and who were doing all right. So I came to Hope and Cope and it helped me. I volunteer now for 7 years, and I found that whether it's in the patients groups or the people, the families and friends, the people themselves are what make it rewarding for me to come.
The volunteers at Hope and Cope are inspiring, and I think that is due to the way that Sheila Kustner motivates her volunteers, the staff here, and it just continues to grow and be better. And even when you think they've done everything, they'll come up with something new and find something new that, even if it's a small group of people that need it, and really, that's what's the most impressive, I think, of Hope and Cope. They don't just look for the mass. They try and help everyone at every stage.
Timing couldn't be better because community-based organizations, initiatives, this is where Canada is going in terms of cancer care. And so Hope and Cope is very well positioned after 30 years of experience, so really being the leader in Canada in this community-based organization to lead the way. So I see Hope and Cope not only as something that's been around for a long time, but as a real leader in the next phase of research that is community-based.
J'ai fondé un men's club, un club pour hommes, et puis ça, on a une rencontre tous les mois. Là, les gens, entre eux autres, chaque mois qu'on se rencontre, ils échangent entre eux autres, puis ça a réellement apporté du bien à ces gens-là.
They are encouraged when they see other people who've been through it and they get back to where they were before.
The mission of Look Good Feel Better is to help women who are undergoing cancer treatment to manage the appearance-related side effects of their treatment. As we proceed through the various steps, we see the change not only in appearance, but also in how the woman feels about herself.
Hope and Cope's cancer-experienced volunteers are ready to assist you in the hospital's clinics when you come for your appointments, over the phone at a mutually convenient time, and in our beautiful wellness center, also known as Lou's House.
When somebody is suffering with cancer, it's an ongoing thing. It's like somebody having a cloud over their head from beginning to end. Before treatment, during treatment, and even after treatment, because nobody is ever really sure of the results. And why I'm here is to try and give some support to those people who are suffering this way.
I feel good being able to help people out, give them the information they want, lend an ear, point them in the right direction. It feels right, it feels good just to be giving back to the community, to society.
They're such an integral part of the team that when we think about the care that we provide to our patients and to our families, it's impossible to think that we could do as good a job without the volunteers. And the human element that they bring, their personalities, their devotion, their commitment, their positive influence on the staff is remarkable.
Well, volunteer presence on the floor, such as palliative care, is essential. It represents the community. It represents the fact that we never leave someone at this crux in their lives to be alone.
And I started to volunteer, and I loved it. I stay because people laugh at me, but I tell them it's my favorite morning of my week. It fills my soul. It's something about it being there, volunteering. That is my priority, to make sure that I'm there one morning a week, because it's just important. It really puts things in perspective. It makes you realize how fragile life is.
Hope and Cope is here for you and your family.
A lot of people are having a very hard time personally and with family. And some don't get visitors. So we really have a very positive, input.
What for me started as me wanting to give back. I have found that I just go home at night so inspired by the people that we meet.
And the patients enjoyed our camaraderie and the fact that we were cancer patients. It sort of allowed them to relate to us a lot easier and open up, whereby just maybe because they felt more comfortable that there were survivors from where they're coming from.
Most of our patients say, "Are you two married?" And we say, "Yes, we are, but not to each other." So that's a little comic relief in maybe an otherwise not very good day.
We've come to believe that Hope and Cope and the Wellness Center are not just an added feature of cancer care, but actually an essential component of the care of the patients. So we can't do without it. And we're tremendously appreciative that it's here.
When I was first diagnosed, I was 30 years old, and I joined any group I could possibly get my hands on because I wanted to just talk, I wanted to listen, I wanted to learn. There's so many activities that are offered to young adults now. There's retreats and conferences, and there's little organizations that that pull off little events for the young adults. So it's really different than it was 17 years ago.
Like, I'm here to make exercise, Tai Chi, Qigong, and dancing. And now I think I start to make art.
This is a place where you can forget about illness and concentrate on feeling well in mind, body, and spirit. Where you can take a yoga class or learn how to meditate. Where you can explore your creative side in the art studio or enjoy a cooking class. Where you can exercise in a safe, supervised gym or just relax in the garden.
An organization very much follows its leader. It's a leader who creates the atmosphere. And I think that Hope and Cope, the Jewish General, and the Foundation are very fortunate that Sheila Kussner created this organization some 30 years ago.
They can't give up. Hope and Cope just can't implode. It has to expand, and it has to be there as it has been, because they're a necessity, as well as for us. They are our right hand and our left hand as well in our clinics. So I can't see how we could survive without them.
I am very grateful to all of those who have supported Hope and Cope to date. I encourage them to continue. It's been 30 years to get Hope and Cope to where they are right now, which is fantastic. I can only hope that there will be more support for Hope and Cope to grow and to reach out to many more patients who need the support. So bravo Hope and Cope. J'espère qu'il va y avoir un autre 30 ans, encore, et peut-être 40, 50 années de support pour nos patients, pour notre clientèle qui vraiment va en grandissant.
And Hope and Cope does their best, the volunteers, the staff, to provide any kind of help, financial help, moral help, advice, compassion, and the compassion is beyond limits. I'm telling you, it has no boundaries. It's compassion, compassion, and compassion. And I think that is probably the magic of Hope and Cope. When you connect with life, and when you live with your heart, and you laugh, and you find hope, even when you're having a very bad day. Hope and Cope was a pioneer 30 years ago. Now it's an international leader, a leader in community-based volunteer support for cancer patients and their families. It's tremendous honor to reach this milestone, and it could not have happened without visionary leadership. Sheila Kustner, we all know, but visionary leaders inspire others. One leader alone does not make an organization. Sheila inspired each and every one of you who are here in this room, each and every one of you who volunteers for Hope and Cope, to give to the organization. Not just to give with money, but to give with your heart, to give with your time. And that's what makes Hope and Cope truly, truly special.
For 30 years, Hope and Cope has been there. We're here for you today, and we'll be here for you tomorrow.